Hello, key friends from the media, and welcome to a DRU GOLD virtual press conference. I'd like to introduce Mr. Akhilesh Agarwal. So he's the CEO and founder of DRU GOLD, and Mr. Pinak Mitra. He's the COO of DRU GOLD. So, Ms. Agarwal, just give a brief about today's announcements. Please start.
Sure. Namaste. Good morning to everyone. I'm here today to present to you the launch of our newly added gold loan service in partnership with Fincare Small Finance Bank. True Value Gold Loans, which serves customers by processing gold loans at competitive rates of interest and by giving the best value for customers' gold by valuing it on karatmeter as against the industry norm of testing gold on touchstone, which in our view is a flawed technique to test the purity of gold. So many of you are already aware that we have been working hard over the past 2 years to be able to get to where we are today. Built on the core tenets of trust and transparency, DRU GOLD has been providing gold monetization services through its 20 branches across Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. We plan to add 50 more branches by the year 2023-24 across Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala, where we plan to offer gold loan and gold monetization services. Our major focus will be in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities where a large unorganized market exists. DRU GOLD has already served over 7,000 customers in just 2 years of its existence and has a wealth of insight on customers' needs and preferences. We have a loyal customer base with approximately 30% repeat customers. This gives us a clear vision to continue creating processes from a customer-centric approach. DRU GOLD will soon be seen offering gold loans and gold monetization services across key markets all over India, and we also have global expansion plans in the coming years. I am happy to announce that DRU GOLD has entered into a partnership with Fincare Small Finance Bank to process gold loan services. Fincare Small Finance Bank, which is among the fastest growing banks in the space, has presence across 19 states and union territories, making DRU GOLD's expansion plans with all services convenient. With gold loans becoming the fastest growing segment and the easiest financing option, customers must have access to services that provide only the real value for their gold. Our strong codes of ethics, backed by our stringent processes, allow us to make this promise with conviction. From gold valuation to payment disbursement, the journey is so simple and frictionless that consumers do not feel any stress during the process. And this is what we strive to achieve, giving our customers the best service driven by transparency, trust, and empathy. Now over to Mr. Pinak, who has recently joined the DRU GOLD family as Chief Operations Officer. He's a seasoned professional with an experience of over 20 years in banking and financial services. Over to you.
Thank you. So 7,000 customers, 30% repeat customers, and 20 branches in 20 months. This has been the phenomenal journey of DRU GOLD in the last 22 months. Hi, good afternoon. My name is Pinak Mitra, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer for DRU GOLD. As the economy unlocks, enterprise and the individuals are turning towards gold loan, and we believe that there's an immense opportunity given that the market has about 65% unorganized sector. Now, what we intend to do is arrange the cheap cost of capital from leading financial partners to the desired borrowers using technology. Fortunately, the banks have started lending, and we would like to see ourselves as an enabler for using technology for the last mile connectivity for this huge market. While we do this in the process, we would like to give a transparent experience to the customer and not a mere service. And we take a lot of pride about the impact that we going to create in the market about the services that we offer. Now, gold loan as an industry, we know that has been fraught with opaque processes, and with every DRU GOLD branches equipped with latest karatmeters, the customer will be able to see their gold being valued across the counter. And this gives them a lot of confidence about the transparency. While I talked about service as experience, we have few thoughts about the same. The first one would be that we would like to go beyond the expectation of the customer by offering the true value of the gold, which I believe will be the industry benchmark in the future. We are also going to provide a market fit product, which will be the need of the hour. And it has a lot of unique features. For example, it has a flexible repayment capability. In other words, it will help the customer to manage its liquidity, given that we may have a lot of customers from the SME and MSME section. Lastly, there will be no friction or inconvenience to the customer because DRU GOLD will use simple and easy digital resource. For example, the customer can repay or prepay the loan sitting at his home at his convenience without coming to the branches. So these are the few USPs we are going to offer as the product feature and experience for the customer. Thank you.
Over to you guys if you have any questions for us.
Sir, good afternoon. This is Ravi Kumar from the Hindu. If you don't mind, can you, in a quick nutshell, repeat what exactly is the announcement that you're making?
So there are two major announcements which we are making today. The first announcement would be that we have recently partnered with Fincare Small Finance Bank, and in partnership with them, we would be offering gold loan services across our 20 branches in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. That is the first announcement. And second announcement is our entry into the gold loan sector. As of now, in the past 20 months, we have been into the gold monetization services, which we have been serving customers over 20 branches, and we've been able to serve over 7,000 customers as of now. So, and now this, starting from today, we would be entering into the gold loan market, which is a much larger market, and 65% of the entire market is still dominated by the unorganized sector, in which the processes, like Mr. Pinak mentioned, are very opaque even today. And that is the target market which we would like to, focus on and penetrate into, so that we can bring in the much needed transparency when it comes to gold loans and the valuation of gold loans.
Thank you very much. One clarification, you said you were hitherto in gold monetization.
Yes.
Can you just describe that? Because for the first time I'm coming across your company. I have read about your company a bit, but would like to hear from you. What exactly do you do?
So gold monetization is basically a service which we have started in the year 2020. What we basically do is, so let me give you a little background about why we started and what exactly we do. I come from a jewelry background. I have been in the jewelry industry since the past 12 years. And while I was in the jewelry industry, I realized the kind of opaqueness which is there in the process and the kind of low level of service which is there whenever someone wants to sell their jewelry. Whenever someone wants to buy jewelry, they're always given very good service. They're given a 5-star treatment. But whenever someone wants to sell, they're always looked down upon, which is when we conceptualize the idea of DRU GOLD. So what we do across our branches is we only buy gold and jewelry from retail customers. Any customers who have emergency need of money or who need money urgently and are willing to sell their gold, we value the gold in front of the customer, we melt the gold in front of a customer, and we come out with a valuation based on the report of a karatmeter, which is an international German machine. And based on that, gold liquidation service or selling of gold service. Traditionally, this was being carried out by most jewelers and pawn shops across the country. However, it was being done in a very unorganized manner, and there was a lot of opaqueness in the valuation of gold. And we have come out with a transparent process, and we have been doing it across 20 branches since the last 20 months. In addition to that,
thank you very much. Just wanted to know, what are the targets that you will be pursuing in terms of your gold loan business?
So there are two parts. One is the business and one is the expansion. So we have very big aspirations for in both fronts. So I'll start with the branch. As Mr. Akhilesh has already talked about, spreading our footprints across the southern part of India. We have plans to in the next financial year. This will spread across Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and parts of Maharashtra. In terms of business, we aspire to underwrite books of about anything between 350 to 400 crores.
Over what time frame, sir?
So we are talking, so this will be our first financial year. So for the first financial year, we are talking about. That's 22-23.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I have a few queries. You mentioned of adding 50 branches in the next fiscal. Will they be on a franchisee basis, or will it be a mix of company-owned and franchisee model? And you also hinted about global expansion. What are the markets that you are looking at, and when do you foresee entering into global markets?
So all the branches which we plan to expand to are going to be all company-owned branches. We don't have any plans for any franchise module anytime soon. And when it comes to the global expansion plans, the markets which we have in mind are Indonesia, Thailand, and Bangladesh, because these are the countries apart from India which have good gold reserves, and this same industry of gold loans and gold monetization exists over there. However, the same challenges which are existent in India, like the lack of transparency and opaqueness, are there in those markets as well.
Okay. Since you are not looking at franchisee model, on an average, what kind of investment do you see per branch? And for the entire 50 branches that you want to set up in the next fiscal, what's the kind of investment you are expecting?
So every branch attracts an investment of about 12 lakhs approximately. And the kind of money which we would require to expand to 50 odd branches would be about 10 crores, including the expenses.
During COVID, I mean, people's spending and savings changed a lot. So we saw in the stock market, there were a lot of new investors who wanted to test waters, and investment models have drastically changed. And gold is, again, a traditional asset that Indians had always been investing or dealing with. So since you deal with gold in the last 18 months to 24 months, what major changes did you see in the market trends?
So one of the major trends which we saw changing is people's openness to gold loans. So gold loan as a concept was always brought down upon and looked down upon by the people. But with the rising prices of gold and with the need of money increasing for the people in certain levels of classes, they have become more open to gold loans. And thanks to lower rates of interest across the industry, people have started accepting gold loans a lot more than what they had accepted before. And if you see the market trend also, a lot of our other competitors, which are existing players since many years, if you see in terms of their revenues, they have been increasing year on year, and they have been showing good and solid performance over the last 2 years, which are much, much higher and better compared to the years before that.
If I may add a couple of points more. So the market is going on an average, if we see the last 5 years, is at the rate of 15%. So first. Secondly, technology also is playing a very important role, because it is bringing the financial partner and the desired borrower together in the same platform, which is also helping the growth. And thirdly, we talked about a lot transparency, because we believe this will be the biggest differentiator and disruptor for few years to come for this industry.
Okay, thank you. Thank you both of you.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Naresh from the Hans India. Sir, what will be the interest rates when it is compared to the other companies in your company, sir?
Interest rates would definitely be competitive. We have multiple different products which we are offering, which are starting as high as, which are, the different interest rates we have. It is starting at around 13% and it goes all the way up to 18%. But the offer still remains for all our customers that we are going to value their gold in the most transparent manner in the market. So if you compare to any other competitor, they still value the gold in the touchstone method by rubbing the gold on the black stone, which has been existent since the last 50-60 years. And the methodology what we would be using is we would be valuing all the gold on karatmeters, which makes the process a lot more transparent and accurate as well.
So thanks all for joining in the virtual conference. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Then